Hello and welcome to Unit 3, Section 1, Lesson 1 rather, and we're going to be learning about special quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals are basically a four-sided shape. So a square would be an example, a kite. Those are all four-sided, and so we're going to be talking about special quadrilaterals. The first one is a trapezoid. I'm going to be showing you guys some pictures here in a little bit, but a trapezoid has only one pair of parallel sides, and I'm going to show you an example of that here in a moment. The next one is a parallelogram, where it has two pairs of parallel sides. So it's got opposite sides are parallel on the parallelogram. Then the rhombus, where it's a quadrilateral with four congruent sides. So all the sides are the same length. And then a rectangle, all the angles are the same degree. So it has four congruent angles. And then a square, where all of the sides are equal to each other and all of the angles are equal to each other. So let me show you an example of each one of these. A trapezoid, like I said, has only one pair of parallel sides. So this would be an example of a trapezoid. And we're going to represent parallel lines by making these arrows. Whenever you see those arrows, that lets you know that those are parallel. The next one is a parallelogram, and this is where you have two pairs of parallel sides. So for instance, here we have a shape four-sided that has parallel sides, and once again we're going to represent those by arrows. Those are parallel, so we're going to put one set of arrows on there, and these are parallel as well. Remember, it's two sets of parallel lines, so we're going to put double arrows to represent that those are parallel, and then the single arrows represent that those are parallel. Then the rhombus. Rhombus is basically a diamond shape. None of the angles are equal, but all of the sides are the same length. And once again, we are going to have parallel lines in that, so I'll show you that here in a moment. The next one is a rectangle. This is where all of the angles are equal. And we're going to represent angles being equal by making this arc. We're going to do that with all of the angles, and that lets us know that all of those angles are the same measure. They're the same degree. And for a rectangle, 90 degrees is what those angles will be. And then for a square, all of the angles are the same, so we're going to make those arcs again. And all of the sides are the same, so I'm going to be making those lines, and that tells me that those sides are the same. And with all three of these right here, we have two pairs of parallel lines, just like we had with the parallelogram. So I'm going to draw those in orange just because we have so many lines. So for instance, with the rectangle, I'm going to put these are parallel, so I'm going to put orange arrows there. And these are parallel as well, so the number of arrows tells you which ones are parallel with each other. And I'm going to do that with the rhombus. So I did that here. Put the arrows, the double arrows, because these are parallel, and the single arrows, because those are. And then the same with the square. It's getting a little more confusing with all the lines, but I think you've got the right idea. The last thing I'm going to tell you guys about is consecutive angles. And consecutive angles are angles that touch the same side. So, for instance, let's say that I want to look at this side right here. The two angles that are touching this side are this angle right here and this angle right here. Both those angles touch this side. So, as a result, these are considered consecutive angles. Now, let's say that I want to look at this side right here. Then that means that this angle and this angle are consecutive because they both touch